All right, Shalom. Shalom Yasharahla. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Mugakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to you, Akyam, out there pushing the truth in love, sincerity, and in charity with all humility. Okay, this is the brother Yashawan from the GMS Bahamas Camp back at ya with another Monday Night Live. Okay, so yeah, man, going in this article, all right, the Danish PM apologized. Danish PM apologized, okay, uh, for IUDs without people's knowledge or consent. Okay, I'm going to get into that word, that acronym for IDUs, IUD, okay, IUDs or IUD, okay, all right, which means uh, intrauterine device, okay, all right. They say this is from the People's Voice, all right. They say Denmark apologizes to Greenland for its forced depopulation campaign. All right. Now, if you just watch videos, right, and you know when we bring out an article, this article always have been fact checked. So if you know anything but the people's voice, all right, it's been fact checked. Okay. This article is from August 28, 2025. All right. They say Danish Prime Minister met, all right, Frederick Riskin has officially apologized for an enforced contraception campaign that was aimed to reducing birth rates among indigenous uh, IUNIT group in Greenland, right? So in this headline alone, right, two words here we can look up: the word force and the word depopulation, okay, and the word campaign, okay. So the word force meaning coercion or physical power, because it say Denmark apologizes to Greenland for its forced, right, coerce or physical power. Depopulation, the action of causing a country or area to have fewer people living in it, right? Now, as you know, Greenland don't have much people. Campaign, meaning an organized course of action to achieve a goal. So just in this headline alone tells you that, okay, some years ago, back in the 60s and 70s, okay, they did a lot of they caused a lot of women to get sick, and they caused a lot of women not to get pregnant by putting IUDs within them. Okay, and if you was a woman, you would know what that is. That cause you to stop your period, okay, so that you won't have no children. All right. Now this device, this devil of use, putting inside these people without them even knowing, all right, because a lot of them they don't speak English, okay, they speak their language, okay. And as this article goes on, you would see, okay. So, like I said, this topic alone should tell you what was going on then and what is going on now or gonna happen now, okay. Now we seeing it because they are pushing that the election over there in Babylon was pushing on their campaign with abortion, setting up like abortion clinics and stuff like that. All right. So now the last word we say we're gonna look up was the campaign. Okay, and these devils are always running campaign on chicks. Okay, so what this meaning for the word campaign again? What is the meaning of the word campaign again? An organized course of action to achieve a goal. Right? Now, let's get one precept first before we get right in there. We go to Psalms 38 and 12. It says, they also that seek after my life lay snares for me, and they that seek my hurt speak mischievous things and imagine deceits all the day long. Now, when King David wrote Psalms, he's basically talking about our people who are Israelites. But a lot of that we use, okay, for the wicked of our people, to the wicked, and to the wicked, which is Esau, Edom, and these other nations. All right. So as this article goes on, you will see that they have laid snares and do hurt, right, by many killings. And that's what the devil does best. Okay. He does a lot of killings, right? So you will see that in their hearts, they imagine deceits all day, right? All the day long, they imagine is deceits because they have one goal, and that goal was and still is world depopulation. Okay, that will eventually lead, because if they get down, the people what they get down to the numbers what they really want to, it'd be much easier for them to control. That's where the rice device coming. Okay, see this devil right now, he's all about big on data right now. He's gathering data. That is the part and a phase of their plans in order to drive in that mark. Okay, let's go to Psalms chapter 62 and verse 3. Right? They say, how long will ye imagine mischief against a man? Ye will be slain, all of you, as a bowen wall, as a bowen wall shall ye be, and as a tottering fence. All right? How long will these devils imagine mischief? Okay? A bowen wall really means a stretched out wall. And a tottering, right? A tottering means to thrust down, cast down, to push down. And that's exactly what's going to happen to these flicking devils. All right? So let's jump into this article, right? We go into this first paragraph. You see, Danish Prime Minister, right, has officially apologized for an enforced contraception campaign that was aimed at reducing birth rates among the indigenous Inuit group in Greenland. Right? Now, we can look up this word contraception, right? They say the definition or introduction, contraception is the act of preventing pregnancy. This can be a device, which in the article say it is a device, a medication, a procedure or behavior. Contraception allows a woman control of her reproductive health and affords the woman the ability to be an active participant in a family planning. So basically, right, it's a device, right, that causes a woman not to have no children. And this device, right, when they put that up inside them, okay, it blocks off your the walls or the fallopian tube, for the sperm going inside the cause of the egg to be fertilized. You see, even the egg is blocked from coming out, right? So this is a device that they push up inside you, of the woman, right? Remember now, this is a campaign to kill off these people and not just stop them from producing offspring. Okay, you can read on in the article. They say in the 60s and 70s, the controversial program saw more than 4,500 young women, including girls as young as 12 years old, fitted with the intra-uterine devices. That's it, IUDs, intra-uterine devices, often without their knowledge or consent. You see that? So without their knowledge or consent, just like we have seen with the juice. See, a lot, so Salak, all of the finding coming out, okay, after these people have taken it, okay, the hokey pokey, right? The VAX, they put their trust in it, thinking it would save them from, all right, from what was happening to the people in the world, okay? But this thing was hidden from them, right? This just shows you the wickedness of this devil, all right? Shalom, shalom, malak. Yah Bashem Yah Shai, Bashem Kodash, Barakatah, all right? So this thing was hidden without their knowledge and their consent. This is why we out on highways and byways prophesying, telling our people what time it is. But yet they scoff at us. They say we don't know nothing. They say we don't have no degrees in doctrine. But somehow your pastor, his doctor so and so, with this degree and that degree, and can't tell you what's going on. Okay? Psalm 55 and verse 15. They say, let death seize upon them, and let them go down quickly into hell. For wickedness is in their dwelling and among them, these flicking devils, who our people put their trust in. Okay? Let death seize upon them and their dwelling, because why? Wickedness is always inside their hearts. Okay? So we're going to go back into this article. All right, they say many of the women were left sterile, and almost all of them have suffered from physical or psychological problems. Right? Sterile mean not able to produce children. So with Esau, Edom being the devil, right? He left hurt on them. Okay? Because remember now, he put the device into these girls as young as 12 years old. Okay? Right? This shit jack up both their physical and psychological mindset, their hearts, their thoughts. Because women, a lot of them want children. They desire to be married, but can't give their husband a child. This is what's going on in that land in Greenland. Now, I'm just using Greenland, okay, just to show you how wicked these devils are. Okay, and he's doing the same thing to our people who are Israelites. Okay, this shit will jack them up in their heads. Okay, how many of our people today can't have children, both man and woman, because they take that juice? because they put their trust in a man and his science. So they become a curse. Okay? Because they were ignorant of Satan's devices. But we ain't ignorant. All right? We ain't ignorant. We ain't putting our trust in no flicking devil. This is Jeremiah 17:5. Thus said Yahweh, power. Cursed be the man that trusted in the man, and make it his flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from Yahweh. And that's them. Their hearts departed from Yahweh, their power. Who the Israelites, which consists of you so-called Native American Indians and Latinos, and Israelites scattered all through the four. Remember now, this devil, he locked down the whole flicking world and brought the juice and gave it to them. But many of them who are our people, who are Israelites that was scattered all through the four winds, they believe and trust in this devil and take that hokey pokey. Now many of them dropping down like dry coconut. All right. So we have so have we been seeing, okay, them drop down left, right, and center. All right. We see this with our own two eyes. We prophesied the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushai to our people out on the highways and byways, telling them, thus say the Lord, turn from your wicked, evil, stinking ways, because we know you're wicked. Turn back to the one who owned you. Turn back to righteousness. All right? Many of them come and scoff. But now today, many of them ain't here. We seen this with our own two eyes. You see? So you think we can go back into the world after what we have seen? This is why we pray every day that the Lord increase our faith, cause us to draw near to him. And he draw nigh to us to build us up so that we wouldn't go back into that. All right? Okay? What we have seen, right, is somewhat a mini genocide on the whole world, which that was a test run, okay, for what's to come. Because we know this devil, being Esau Edom, he have to bring the mark. He have to fulfill prophecies. All right? He have to. And the quicker you do that, the more better for us. Okay? Let me read that again back in this article. See, many of the women were left sterile, can't produce babies no more. And almost all of them have suffered from physical or psychological problem. Greenland's former Prime Minister Mute B. Edge described the IUD scandal as genocide. Okay, this is the former Prime Minister saying. Okay, now when you go and look up these people, the unit or Inuit people, okay, you will see that they were basically people to themselves. Okay, all right. Going on and say the practice took place mainly in the 1960s and 70s, while Greenland's healthcare system was still under Danish control and remained largely unknown until 2022. That year, the podcast Spiral campaign, the Spiral campaign by the Danish Broadcasting Corporation uncovered records showing that up to 4,500 women and girls had IUDs inserted without informed consent. All right. Some women receive the devices after childbirth without being told. You see that? You see how this devil go? Inserted this device in them, right? Without being told. While in other cases, the language barrier reportedly kept them from understanding the procedure. Because a lot of them, they didn't understand English. Okay, all right. They say the revelation sparked public outrage and renewed call for accountability, right? Meaning, so they tricked them by telling them something else. As we know the devil go. Telling them something that they thought was safe. Just like how they do with C19, with the juice, saying that the juice is safe. But now as time goes on, they have seen that do more flicking killing than actual C19. Okay? And that's how these devil are. They tell you smooth words. Okay? They tell you smooth words. And give out incentives. And that's the cupcakes and buys right there. That's the sweet potato pie. Because they know Jake loves sweet potato pie. That's the barbecue ribs. That's the sweet pork chop. Okay? Don't forget the pork. That's the pork ribs, the pork chop, the pig tail, the pig feet. Give them all the things what they love. The pig ears. All right? Let's go to Psalm 55 and 21. It said, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet they were drawn swords. Okay? So he telling you something what you want to hear, thinking it is safe, but all the while, yeah, I got that one. I will kill that one. You know? Because remember now, they never satisfied with flicking blood. This is Psalm 28 and 3. Draw me not away with the wicked and with the workers of iniquity, which speak peace to their neighbors, but mischief is in their hearts. Once again, this was written for our people who are Israelites. The wicked said the Israelites, but we're using this as well for Esau, Edom. Okay? Let's close over this last precept. Okay, Proverbs 26, 24 to 26. It say, he that hated dissembleth with his lips, and laid up deceit within him. He that hated. So these devils, they hate us. They hate us as Israelites. Because why? They can't be us. You see? Because we are the apple of the Lord's eye. All right? They hate everything about us. So for them to try to kill us off, they will kill off their own just to try to kill us off. Okay? Esau, we know you flicking watching. All right? We know. Okay? He that hated dissembleth with his lips, and laid up deceit within him. When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. That's a real wicked flicking devil. So when you hear a so-called white man flicking speaking sweet to you, promising you this and promising you that and doing this and that and all that, the scripture tell you what? Believe him not. Okay? Now you may say some of them, they're good and this and that. But the best one is the flicking voice one. We always tell you all that. Okay? Verse 26, whose hatred is covered by deceit. His wickedness shall be shown before the whole congregation. So everybody gonna know this devil is wicked. Everybody gonna know who this devil are. Esau, Edom, the so-called white flecking man. He is the devil the Bible speaks of. All right. You see what he did to those people in Greenland? Caused them to be sterile. Caused them from stop them from producing. Okay. Messed them up in the head. All right. Putting things up inside them without their consent. Okay. Now the article didn't say that some of them died, but obviously some of them flecking died. Because the headline said depopulation, meaning some of them were put to death. Okay. And that's just how this devil did with C-19. He did more killing with the Jews. Remember Bill Stinking Gates? Say, you just shoot him. We just shoot him right in there. Okay. And that's who they put their trust in. These devils. Put your trust in the serum. Thinking you flicking Captain America. All right. Little bit of flicking juice. Little bit of juice. You put your trust in to save you, rather than putting your trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Why put your trust in a little flicking juice will come out of the container? Thinking you're Captain America. All right? Because that's what they use to flicking build, cause him to get flicking buff. He's an experiment. And that's a false experiment. That's a vain experiment. Because he ain't real. You see? And that's who our people put their trust in. You see? And that's what caused them to be put to death. It's coming back again. See, Esau right now is going after data. Gathering all the data from your Facebook account, your Instagram account, your TikTok, all right? Your Meta, okay? All these other different social media, YouTube, Google, Apple, they're the biggest set. Okay, so when you get a phone, when you're going to set that up, you have to put in your Google Pass, your Google email, or your Apple ID. You got to put in all them stuff. Once you put them in, the certain apps can't work without you allowing location, so they know where you are already. So all of this data that this devil is getting on you. Then now he bringing AI. AI is gonna compile all of that and create you digitally. Okay. They go set up a man to do a robbery or a break-in, and they'll have a man on camera, and they'll take that same man and put your image and your belt and everything as though you do it. That time you home on your bed, flicking, sleeping, going flicking, fishing and diving, sparing and thing. Next thing around when 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, the man bombing on your door saying you committed a crime. I said, so this devil are, boy. All right. So yeah, man, hey, we seeing them take out people like they did it with Greenland in the 1960s and 70s. They're doing that stuff right now. Okay. So scripture tell you never trust thine enemy. Because iron rusted, so will do with his wickedness. Okay, now our enemy is a so-called white man. Always remember that. Okay. Jake in the world may say, The devil is our enemy. Well, who the fleck? Who you think is the devil? Who you think is the devil? Hmm? Who you think is the devil? Huh? When you go to flecking hotel, you seen them. When you go to 4 or 5 star restaurant, you seeing them. When you're riding on the road, you seeing the flecking devil. When you go catch a flight to go this way, to go that way, you seeing the flecking devil. You even sit next to the flecking devil. Huh? Talking football, just shoot them up right in the arm. All right? So, hey, they can be put down. All right? So, Lord, well, this lesson was edified. Okay, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Gakudash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of great wisdom, peace and salutation to you, Akim, or they're pushing the truth in love and sincerity and in charity with all humility. Shalom and a Bible Paul. Qam Yasharahla.